Hi, welcome back to the What a Nerd podcast. It's me, your host, Zach, and today we're going to be talking about the overall theme and motifs of the Star Wars original trilogy. Today, I'm really just going to be talking about the theme in general, how there are several themes within Star Wars, if you look into it, but the ones that stick out to me the most are these three. Hope. The next one would be how one person in the perfect place at the perfect time can change the world, can change, the entire world. And then how loss pushes people to be stronger if that person is strong themselves. So, starting off with the most obvious theme in Star Wars, hope. And a lot of motifs and objects and symbols that go along with that would include the characters of the rebellion. Literally anyone in the rebellion would be a symbol of hope because that's their whole goal. They want to be that shining light against the Empire. Another one would be Luke's lightsaber, a lightsaber that was colored blue or green, because that is the symbol of hope between the lightsaber core, the Jedi core. Sorry, I'm tired. And and the whole idea of hope is that things can get better no matter what. It's that no matter how bad something is, you can develop and still evolve in a place. After that is really just talking about the next theme would be another kind of obvious one, how one person in the perfect place at the perfect time can change the world, based off of exactly where Luke was at that moment, where Ben Kenobi was at that moment, where Leia was at that moment, when the Empire began to fully acknowledge that there was a threat within the rebellion, fully acknowledge that people did not like what they were doing. They were always in this perfect position where they could be a helpful member to fight against the power of the Empire. And the Empire itself is actually a theme, more of a motif to the theme of control and insecurity. Because the Death Star was about this ultimate power, but then there's this tiny little flaw within it, and then that made it insecure. That made it not perfect. And that Empire, in general, is supposed to be the super powerful, omnipotent, kind of being-esque thing. But at the same time, the rebellion's always able to find a flaw, always able to find people who don't agree with the Empire, people who will fight the Empire. The third and most powerful theme that I see within the trilogy is the idea that loss can force someone to evolve, or will force someone to deteriorate. Because in terms of Darth Vader, he lost pretty much everything. His family, his love life, his master. He lost a lot. But he deteriorated as a person. He became less human over time, where he would torture individuals for minute information, things that wouldn't even be useful to him. He would still just torture. He would become more depressed, more angry. He was always more. That is my point. But then there's Luke, who lost his own family, never knew his father, never knew his mother, lost his uncle, aunt, and his Jedi master who trained him. And all three of those figures were the people who raised him. He lost everything. But then he went on to become someone more human, if anything, where he was selfless, he was compassionate, he grew, he evolved as a person. That's the main idea. And on that note, I think I'm going to be finishing up this episode on the motifs and themes of Star Wars. Thank you for listening. This is the What a Nerd podcast, and I am your host, Zach. See you next time.